Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and we are going to go on a thrift flip road trip creative challenge hosted by Sammy at Unicorn Dust Designs, Kay and Trish at The Crafting Cousins, and special co-host Christine at DIY Craftaholic. I hope you all will check out the entire playlist, because if you do and you comment on each of the videos, it looks like there's a special giveaway that's going to be happening. Stay tuned to the end for more information about that. And guess what? You are visiting Washington State currently for now. We are getting ready to move again, and my next road trip is going to be, I don't know from where, but we'll see what happens. I actually did visit a thrift store this month. I'm going to show you what I found, but I'm going to be working with our Denim Revival collection, and this little embellishment is pretty much what has inspired my entire project. So we're going to have some fun. I know y'all are going to enjoy watching this project. It's a fun one, and maybe learn a new way or two to use some of our tools along the way. So let's get started. Here we go. This is what I'm going to be working on that I found at my local thrift shop. I even like the blue color because we're going to be working with that Denim Revival collection, and I picked it up for $2.75 at my local thrift store, but it was 25% off that, so $2.25-ish. Not bad for a nice size frame. The one thing about this frame is the only hanger is up here, so I had to figure out how to get my design into the space going this way vertically versus the horizontal way that I probably thought initially that I would want to do it, but I was able to work it out, and I am very excited to get this done. I will clean the glass on the frame, make sure to give it a good wipe down because, you know, thrift stores. I have already pre-cut these two sheets that look like newsprint from our Denim Revival collection. This one is at 8 inches by 12 inches. And then I also pulled out, so I have two sheets of this one because I had to cut it at 8 inches. And then I have one sheet of the cork looking paper that has the really white denim wash on the back that I cut at 6 inches. So you only need one sheet of this one. That's going to be our layering piece. We are going to start by placing our initial piece. I've added a little bit of tape from our tape runner. We're going to line up between the 0 and the 6 because we have a 6-inch piece of paper. And we're lining this bottom piece up at 8 1/4. And we are going to overlap this other piece at 3 3/4 coming down here. What you want to do is line up between your 3 and your 9. For this next part, I do recommend standing because your paper is so long, and it also helps you to get that visual reference. To bring in our template, we're going to go from the corner here, and you want it to be a 1/2 inch down. Make sure you get both pegs in on your blade. I'll pick it back up and show you in just a moment here. Let's go ahead and get this cut going around the top of our template here. Oops. There we go. Make sure I get a little bit. It's always good to make sure that your paper is completely cut before you move anything. And here's our blade. Here are the two pegs I was talking about that go into the track. Our blade does rotate, which is nice as we cut, so that way you can hold on to the edges and it makes for a smoother cut. We're going to turn this over and do the same thing on the opposite end. We now have the shape of our embellishment. Look at that. I'm going to turn it sideways so that way you can see our shape next to our embellishment. We're going to add some pencil marks to our tag. So 5¼ inches down, because we need to create a 2½ inch box for our letters. Each of those letters on the template are about 1 inch high, and we need space for those to fit because we're going to add a couple of photos here. So 5¼ here is right here. I'm just going to put a tiny little mark we can erase later. If we line up this one at this is the top of my 0 centering ruler, right, with this point here. My 0 is here, so we're 3/4 inch up for our first mark, and 1 3/4 for my second mark will get me to that 2½ inches that I need. When you're lining up you still want to be between that 3 and that 9 if you can. That way you know your paper is straight vertically as you're writing. Put your top mark that we just put at the 6-inch line on your 0 centering mat, and you want to be 3/4 inch in. I need to grab out my navy pen. So I have my 0 right here, so that's 3/4 inch in, and my E is right here, kind of with the end of the E sort of a little bit to the left of the 0. My black line that runs under my letters on my top row is at the 5-inch mark on my mat here. So my paper is between my 3 and my 9. This mark underneath my top row of letters is at the 5. So we're going to go ahead, and here's my E to start my everyday word. That is my everyday. My spacing is roughly 1/4 inch. Some of them are about 1/8 inch. Just like I said, what looks natural to you for your letter spacing. Like I said, you do want to start 3/4 to the left, so that way, I mean, we do probably have about 1 inch on this right side because I think I put my letters a little bit closer than I did in my test piece, but that's okay. Now we are going to put adventures, and for adventures, you do need to be closer to the edge. It's only about 1/4 inch over. Moving my paper up just a little bit more, getting it centered again between the 3 and the 9. This gives me about, it's going to be about a 1/4 inch between bottom of my top letter and the top of my lower letters. And you want to be only 1/8 inch in when you start your A. I have my bottom line here lined up again between the 5 on the left and the 7 on the right. That way I know all of my letters are going to be going nice and straight across my page. So let's get adventures put down. Of our everyday adventures on our tag. You can see where it definitely helps to use the lines that are on the template, as well as working on something that can help keep you straight with your letters. So we're going to go ahead and add our 2 button stickers that I found in our sticker set. One is a little bit of a lighter brown, and the other is a little bit of a darker, but it's the same style of button. And here we have on our inspiration piece, they have 2, metal brads on theirs. Our stickers are down, and now we're going to pull out our fine-tipped brown pen to do a little stitching. One of the other things with this inspiration embellishment is that there's stitching all the way around it. And it adds a nice detail, so we're going to add that to our piece as well. I mean, they're stitching around our everyday adventures as well. So let's go ahead and just add some stitching with our pen, following along about 1/8 of an inch in. All done with that. And you can tell mine is hand stitched because some of my stitches are a little closer and some of my stitches are a little bit further apart. But there they are. You can see where they go around and through the entire length of the tag we made. Here's the bottom. How did I do? I picked out a couple photos from a trip we took to Arizona when we lived in New Mexico. This is me in the desert with the cactus, and this one is a 4x6 photo. I'm going to use a repositionable on these just in case I do decide to change these out later. There we go. I've pulled out my backing from my frame, and we're going to tape down our background paper here. There we go. That looks nice and straight. All right, so we have our background of our picture. Now let's get this centered on here, our tag. And we're going to be just about 1/4 of an inch over on the top and on the bottom. So you can, again, get your ruler and make sure you get it right exactly. I am eyeballing it. I do that a lot with my scrapbooking pages as well, but I feel like I'm pretty much in the ballpark here. So there we go. There is my tag on my background for my frame here. I'm going to go ahead and get it into the frame, and we will show you all what it looks like in the frame. I'm going to have to do a final reveal. This is too big for my camera. Not sideways, but y'all don't want to see it sideways. You want to see it in the frame the way it's supposed to be. So I will get that done, and I am excited to show you all this one. I am a Creative Memories advisor, and I would love to be your advisor. Please hit the subscribe button if you are new to my channel. I do love each and every one of my subscribers and thank them for returning regularly to watch my content, whether I'm crafting, scrapbooking, making cards, or live streaming with you all. I do enjoy this YouTube channel. And if you love how my project turned out, please hit the thumbs up button as well. Here it is. Here is your final reveal. I have hung it on the wall next to my shelf where I keep many of my cookbooks. I think it looks pretty great. Y'all can let me know in the comments what you think. Make sure to watch the next video from Trish at the Crafting Cousins.
Welcome to the Thrift Flip Road Trip. In today's video, we are participating in an open challenge hosted by Unicorn Dust Designs, Crafting Cousins, and special guest host DIY Craftaholic. Here, talented creators breathe new life into old items. But wait, there's more. We're thrilled to announce that this month's playlist will have a special giveaway with not one, not two, but 5 lucky winners. Prizes include DIY paint and Roycycled decoupage paper from Unicorn Dust Designs, 3 wood craft kits from Crafting Cousins, and a $100 Visa gift card from CJ DIY. To enter, just watch the May Thrift Flip Road Trip playlist and comment your favorite project from each creator on their video. Mark your calendar for May 25th when we will announce the winners on our community tabs. Open to U.S. residents only. Don't miss out on this chance to win, and be sure to spread the love by following the playlist link in the description box below.
I would like to thank Kay and Trish at the Crafting Cousins and Sammy at Unicorn Dust Designs again for hosting the Thrift Flip Road Trip. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I created this framed tag where you can put a couple of photos that can be changed out seasonally if you like. Until next time.